Hello, everyone. Today is Halloween, or somewhere close to it. And today I have decided to present you guys with another spooky story. Now, I have not read this, so I have no idea how good this is going to be or how bad it's going to be. I'm just throwing that out there, so if it sucks, that's why. But today we are here to read Glitchman the Protector from the Some Ordinary Gamers wiki. So let's read this. All right. The story of Glitchman. He will always be with me. The Glitch. I've never owned an NES and didn't want to buy one, so I just got an emulator on the internet. I got it from a place that no longer exists, and this is before I knew about cool ROMs. After the website went down, my emulator was deleted, but I still had my ROMs. All of them were normal except Megaman 1. It warned me that it should only be used with a specific emulator, or else glitches would occur. So I downloaded JNES and tried all the games I had. All of them worked fine. I tried Mega Man last. It started normally, and when I selected Cutman stage, I teleported in, but Mega Man was not Mega Man. His color palette was changed. He was purple with gray outlines and two different shades of red eyes. I quickly got my camera and snapped a picture. He looked as though he should not have even been in the game. I thought it was just an error and continued on. I got to Cutman, but he was not there. I took another picture and the screen faded. It went to stage select again. Cutman now replaced Iceman, and two purple circles replaced where Cutman should have been. I selected that and I was transported to Fireman stage. It progressed normally, and when I fought Fireman, I was about to beat him, but then the game froze. After taking another picture, I reopened the game. It started again, but instead of the normal start screen, it showed the Glitch Megaman and said, "Anytime you need me, say my name, and I will come. I am Glitchman." Aftermath. I didn't believe what it just said. I knew it was glitching up, so I just switched to The Legend of Zelda, and then I noticed the battery on my camera died. Oh well. I made it to the 5th dungeon and couldn't beat the boss. I got frustrated and started yelling. I wanted to calm down, so I just randomly said, "Glitchman." Nothing happened. Thought so. So I continued on, and I got more frustrated at the boss. I wanted to calm down again, and this time, I decided to type out Glitchman, and suddenly, the Glitch Megaman showed up and beat the boss for me. I was so confused. Then he disappeared. I booted up all the games I had for JNES, and he showed up in all of them. I don't know how, but I am protected. Okay, that was a very short story. That was a very short story. I thought it was going to be longer. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, bro, how long is this recording? For only 3 minutes. Oh my god. All right. Yeah, I thought this story was gonna be longer. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm like actually not gonna lie to you. I thought it was gonna be longer. I'm gonna find something else to read too because I read 3 minutes, and I can't see the comments because I can't see the comments. Cool. All right. Let's find another one. We have another one, and probably the last one, unless for some reason I decide to read another one, but we have this other creepypasta. It's called Mega, but it's spelled in a very different way. So let's read this and see if this is good or not. Do you play Mega Man? I do. I grew up with Mega Man. My first ever Mega Man game was Mega Man 2 on the Game Boy. You couldn't go wrong with Metal Man. I play as him every time, at least until what happened a few years ago. For me, it was your average Friday, trying to finish work and try to relax as soon as possible. On the day, I was thinking about buying a new video game, specifically a Mega Man game because I couldn't find my copy of Mega Man 2. I headed to the nearby thrift store and headed on over to the video game section. There are so many good games. Mario 64, Conker's Bad Fur Day, Castlevania 2, Soul Calibur 2, and of course, Mega Man 2. There were even There were even some games I have never heard of, like a Sonic. Hold on. Time. What thrift store are you going to that has Sonic.exe? What? Anyway, alright. Sonic.exe. Thank you for playing Rayman. A 1995 beta of Super Mario 64, Super Mario 128, a Majora's Mask copy labeled Ben. There were even two arcade cabinets, one being something called Polybius, and one just called Pac-Man. But the font was different. I grabbed the Mega Man 2 game and was ready to check out. I noticed something on the cartridge, and it was the same cover as the original, but the words Mega Man 2 were crossed out in black marker, and instead it just said Mega. This problem was easy to fix though. I could just erase it with permanent marker removal, no big deal. I went up to the checkout and placed the game down, and the cashier there asked me if this was the game you wanted. The game that you wanted? I wanted. He suggested other games like Super Mario Land, Tetris, and even Mega Man 3, but I stuck with Mega Man 2. I asked how much it would cost. So we're switching genders. So we're just switching genders in the middle of the thing. All right, whatever. Whatever. She told me it was only 1 cent. It almost felt like she wanted to get rid of the game as soon as possible. I bought it anyway and left the store. I was on my way home to play the game. At home, I put my new copy of Mega Man 2 into the Game Boy. I turned it on, and it did the intro when you turn it on. I waited for a little, and it acted like there was nothing inserted into the slot. I thought my Game Boy was broken. I tried my Game Boy Color next, nothing. My Game Boy Advance, nothing. My Game Boy Player, still nothing. Maybe it could work on my PC. What the how? Bro, you bought a console. You bought a game. You can't. All right. Okay. I don't know if you guys know this, right? I don't know if you guys know this, but if you buy a cartridge of a game, you can't just like put it in your PC. You can't do that unless you're gonna take it. You can't do that. Anyways, I hooked it up. I hooked up my setup. I could access the files through the cartridge, and somehow it worked. I looked at the files, and it was a .exe file. No wonder why it wouldn't work. Was this a pirated game? Is that why the cashier wanted to get rid of it? Why would they? Why would the cashier want to get rid of it if it's a pirated game? What? Anyways, I loaded up the game and was greeted with the average title screen and the title theme, but something with the song was off. It felt different. Like one of the notes was slightly altered. Maybe the song was a little higher pitched. I'm not sure. I chose select and the game started at the player select screen. All it showed was middleman, so I selected middleman and the level started. It started as normal as I jumped across a few platforms, and then I came across an enemy. I killed it, of course, as any player would, but then I noticed something. When I killed the enemy, there was blood. Oh my god. Oh no. This wouldn't happen in a normal copy. Maybe this was a ROM hack. I'm not sure. Also, when I killed it, there was a new meter that showed up on the screen. It was labeled a sanity meter. What did that mean? Was he going crazy by killing these enemies? No, it couldn't be. I kept playing. Again, most of the level was normal until I noticed something unusual happen. There was a blockade of enemies I had to kill. Did the game want me to get through? Did the game want me to get the meter up? No, it's just a game. What's the worst thing that could happen? I killed the enemies with my blade, and the meter went up. It was only 1 kill away from being full. I didn't want to know what would happen when it was full, so I dragged the other... What? So I dragged the files to the trash and went to bed. I was safe now. I deleted the game. The next morning, I went to turn my computer on. The first thing I was thinking was doing the first thing I was thinking of doing was to play some FNAF because I love those games so much and wanted to replay them. Once my computer finished loaded, I noticed something on my desktop. It was Megaman 2. It was a Megaman 2 file, but it was renamed to "Why did you delete me?" This was creepy. I decided to delete the file again, and this time empty my trash. After I emptied it, it appeared on my desktop again, and this time it was labeled "Stop! Don't you don't you want to play?" I deleted the file once more. Now it said, "Load the file, Tim." How did it know my name? I didn't want to get creeped out anymore, so I loaded the file. It started where I left off. I was still one kill away from being full. I was almost at the end of the level, so then I could end this mess. Then I saw a new sort of enemy I haven't seen before. I looked and acted like the Blaze from Minecraft. The fuck does that even mean? It was shooting balls every. It was shooting balls everywhere. I hated it. It was so annoying. I had to kill it. Once I did, the screen went black. Did my computer turn off? No, the light was still on. I looked to my left and looked at the power outlet. The power cord for my computer was unplugged. How was it still on? And then I noticed something on my screen. It was Metal Man's bloodthirsty face. He looked real. Was he trying to get me next? He seemed to reach his hand out. He stepped out of my computer and took his blade, and that is all I remember. And this is how the story of how I died. Man, I wonder where they got the inspo for this. Oh, this one's dumb. This one's so stupid. Is this supposed to be Metal? Who is this? Who is bro? And I don't have an account here, so I can't read the comments, but the game was only 1 cent, so I had to buy it. Well, yeah. So there goes you guys' stories for this year. Yeah, out of both of these that I read, which one was better? Quite frankly, I'm gonna have to say the first one because, at least the first one wasn't a ripoff of like every other video game creepypasta. Like I knew the second they brought up, oh my gosh, but there was like blood in this. I knew it was going to shit. But yeah, happy Halloween. Be safe. And before we get out of here, remember, if you're going trick or treating this year and you see some creepy guy who's trying to sell you a game for 1 cent, don't buy it because it's cursed. And Ben will probably appear in your room, or like Sonic.exe will appear in your room. So yeah, if you see that, don't accept it because it's cursed. All right, see you guys later. I can't believe this.